Well, there's been an avalanche of reaction to the latest twists and turns in the Hillary Clinton email scandal, especially since that State Department Inspector General's report came out showing that she had flouted the rules, that she had specifically written in response to an admonition from somebody at State that she start doing what everybody else was doing, that is using government email. She didn't want the personal to be accessible. So the question becomes, how have the media covered this? Certainly that IG report got a lot of coverage and it lasted for days. However, Boyd Stone in Texas has a dim view of this, and he writes, the media may be covering the Clinton email scandal a bit more now, but they cover it only because they have to, and in a way that allows for her to get her spin out to the voters. There is never a follow-up or challenge to her response that Colin Powell and others have done exactly as she has, and there is nothing new here. That is misleading. They know it is misleading, but no one asks her where Powell's private server was kept or what the rules were regarding the fairly new email technology. I don't even think Colin Powell had a private email server. But I have to disagree with you, Boyd, on a couple of points. First of all, the email story, the fact that Hillary Clinton had a private email server, was broken more than a year ago by the New York Times. And I think it has gotten a lot of coverage. Certainly the coverage receded in recent months because it became an old story without a lot of new revelations. Secondly, the idea that there's no pushback on her spin, that, other secretaries have done this. I played on Media Buzz last week just an excerpt of an interview that Hillary Clinton did with CNN's Wolf Blitzer and one that she did on MSNBC. And in both cases, and that was, I believe, with Chuck Todd, and in both cases, the host pushed back hard. And in any event, no matter what Colin Powell did or Condi Rice did, they're not running for president. Hillary Clinton is, and she should be held to a high standard. The notion that we just provide her spin, well, when any candidate does an interview, the same is true of Donald Trump, the same is true of every candidate who's ever run for mayor, governor, or city council. They do get an opportunity to offer their point of view, their spin, their take on events, and it's the job of journalists to pin them down, to cite facts when they are at odds with what the candidate or the politician or the office holder is claiming. You may not think that's done sufficiently aggressively with Hillary Clinton, but I can recall some news conferences, this was back when she was having news conferences, where Ed Henry asked about did she wipe her server, and she said, wipe? You mean with a cloth? So there has been pushback, maybe not enough to your taste. The problem is she doesn't do that many interviews. There are fewer opportunities to do this, but I do think the email story has gotten a lot of attention. I think it deserves a lot of attention, and when the FBI finally gets around to wrapping up its investigation, one way or another, it's going to get a heck of a lot more attention.